Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Outlaw Aggro. What is this all about? Well, it's a mono black deck. We got tons of outlaws in here, and it's pretty much an aggro deck, which is fast and aggressive with just enough creature control to maybe squeak you through to the end. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, recently voted Best Little YouTube Star of 2025 by Dr. Suckit's Mom's Magazine, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Suckit. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Untapped GG, originally called Mono Black Skeletons, which it is not, and it had a 52.6% win rate. And I thought, ooh, Mono Black Skeletons, that sounds like fun, which it is not. And it's got a bunch of other weird cards in here, which probably skeleton up somehow, which it does not. But they tricked me. They tricked me into playing it. But you know what? It went enough and was interesting enough that it was worth playing. And you know what it was? It was an outlaw aggro deck with outlaw tribal in here. That's what we got going on. So I named it appropriate, which was outlaw aggro, and that's what we're gonna play today. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the cards that are in this deck. We're gonna talk a little bit how they should work, and we're gonna go out and crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got today? We got not an outlaw, but he does make you guys pretty pumped when you get down below 10 mana. Little hand hate, creature or planeswalker hate, cheap black dude, cheap black dude, cheap black dude with death touch, creature hate, card draw, and cheap black dude, creature hate. What do I call it? Creature kill. That's what I call those things. This guy's kind of interesting. I found a trick because it says whenever this creature attacks, you put a Popo counter on a target creature opponent controls. If you pick one that has ward, you can choose to not pay the ward, and then you don't give it anything. So suck it. And then you get to use his Menacey 4/1 for incredibly cheap abilities awesomely. Let's see, haste. You can. So this guy's super awesome. You just keep playing him over and over again. Sure, it costs you some life, but what else is life for? And he's super cheap. Hasty, cheap black dude. This guy is a 3/3 for 3. Whenever you commit a crime, exile it to one target black card from your graveyard and copy it. You can cast the copy if you do lose 2 life. So you can start playing things in your graveyard, sorta. And there's a little bit of utility. I haven't seen a good utility card in a long time. You can choose one. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Return 1 or 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, or put 2 Popo counters on a target creature you control. It gains life leak till the end of turn. Utility. Swiss Army knife card. Love that crap. And 20 lands. There we go. So what are we going to do? We're going to come out hard and fast with our little tiny black dudes. We're going to try to clear the board to keep them unobstructed with our creature kills. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And try to bounce things back from our graveyard as much as we can to keep playing them over and over again, which will keep up the advantage and hopefully finish our opponents off. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, to hear lamentations of the women. All right, playing against PhoenixPatrona. All right, Dark Confidant will draw some cards. Cubert, you're not on that side, man. You're on my side. And we'll come in for hit for 2. We got some icky finger cards here to take out of little boys. He's trying to play life gain, mono white life gain again. I mean, it's a solid deck, but... I'll warp this guy out. I don't need the life. I have 14. And he's got another one now. Can we just nuke it? Okay, let's just come at him. 1, 2. String it in. You gonna block somebody. There you go. Gone. I've taken, what, 3 guys out? What else you got on you? Dark Confidant. Alright, whatever, man. Block away. Alright, Dark Confidant can hopefully draw me some cards. Looks like he's just going to steal it. Life gain is... that's what's wonderful about life gain, is that you just keep getting more life out of the deal. Alright, so we got a guy that can block. He's got to do something about it. He's just going to steal it again. We'll get out Cecil on the next turn. All right, you want to chump? We can chump. You can chump like chompers chump. And we can only have one Cecil at a time, so we're just going to sit there and Cecil it up. Interesting to see what happens here. All right, can I put out the other Cecil now? Cool. This guy it disappears at the end of turn, so we gotta wait till next turn to put him out. That's cool, I keep them both out. Ooh, what do I got here? So I got to pay 4. Don't have enough to wave that guy off. I can kill this guy straight up, though. Instant? Cool, let's just hold off then. Alright, indestructible. You can block the good Cecil if you want. I'm going to gain 4, which put me at 9. You're not going to like that. All right, he's down to 1. We were so close to getting him in that turn. Yeah, he's doubled up, huh? All right, we got one guy, and we have an instant. Six life. All right, if he comes at me, he's got indestructible, I believe, right now. Yep. So that's not cool. My guy will die. You lose it. You're just going to let it go. Wow, that is nuts. And we win, and we win. In your face, Phoenix Formosa. In your face. Rank up. All right, played against BeetsByGarza. Three mana. Keep. Nope. Stay Puft, Marshmallow Man, I don't need you. Alright, we're playing against Solemn Simulacrum at this point then. I'm gonna go all hasty on this guy. He's gonna try to counterspell maybe? All in. Alright, so these are all sorceries. That is slow. Not a huge fan, but we'll play with what we got. Those Dark Confidants are scary guys to have around. I'm just going to chill. I don't want to keep nuking myself with card draw. Is he trying to play control on me or something? Yep, there you go. And like, I'm not putting two Dark Confidants out at the same time. Talk about lame. He's looking for his combo. I don't know what it is at this point. All he's doing is just control. Absolutely nothing else. He's got that man land up there. Which I'll never be able to get. Here comes the counterspell. Is that the deal? Got another one loaded up, ready to go? Alright, we're good. He's not playing any creatures at all. None. He doesn't appear to be milling. He's just countering stuff, apparently. Alright, he's down to 5. I mean, there's nothing for us to do here. He's not putting any guys out to kill. I'm getting super bored. Ooh, he's got a guy. Let's see what he's got in his hand. Yeah, come on back. You can grab your mana. That's fine. Gain your life. And we win. And we win. Suck it. Suck it, suckerfish. Suck it. Alright, put against Unlucky One. Nope. Choky bow. What his gas guzzlers are. I mean, they come out tap. Big deal. Alright, let's go pin that guy back because it keeps him from getting to 3 mana on turn 2. Alright, Sergio is Dark Confidant. Put out another Gas Guzzler. And send him in. Alright, only 8 more turns to go. We got this guy gone. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I've used this for exile target creature or planeswalker over and over again. I'm not even sure what the 2 and 3 abilities are on that thing. Alright, let's use Mr. Cheap. Put out Cecil, he's a great defender. And we win! In your face, Hot Dog Jones! In your face! Alright, playing against Windows 95. There's a lot to be said about Windows 95. It was a great operating system. By today's standards, it was kind of boring, whatever, but I mean, it had native USB support. Before that, you had to install, like, drivers to be able to use USB. It was crazy. Like, if you went back in time and you worked with Windows 95, you'd probably recognize it. You'd be able to use it. But, before that, you'd probably pick, like, you're working with, like, Windows 3.1.1 or something. That'd be kind of rough. Look at me, everybody. I'm darkly confidant. Come on, black mana. Black mana, I said. I did not get black mana. Well, that's horrible. Can I even warp anybody in? I can't. There's no warping. That's how we'll Cecil it up. It's practically a Moneyball deck. Just everything's so weak. Only 2 for power. I've had this deck stall out, though. It's like, oh, it's got 20 black land. That's why. This thing is light on land, really light on land. I mean, you only really need 3. Uh-huh. What are you doing, Sergio? Come on. Don't make me come over here and hit some prairie dogs on the head. There, I got one. Hubert, there's some Energon cubes for you. All right, come on. Black mana. There we go. 1, 2. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get those roguies rolling. Come on, they're rolling. Rawhide. All right, I got another one where it's coming from. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Uh-huh. I use it now, but unfortunately I can't do it as an instant, I don't think. And plus I don't have any mana available. Alright, pop it. And in we go for 4 more. Hopefully he's out of creatures. Get it, Scorpion. I got him. I got lethal right now. Alright, there's a guy. I can nuke him. He doesn't know if he wants to give up his card. He's keeping it. He likes it too much. That's what he wants to do. All right. You got haste. All right, let's just... Unfortunately, it's not going to work out exactly. Oh, I could have worked it in. That's what I could have done. Oh, I'm a big giant dummy. Well, I'll just warp him in next turn or something to that effect. All right, you got 1 card to hold it together. No, Max, that's not going to help you out at all. I got a hasty black guy. He's hasty. You got 1 card and 1 mana. I'm thinking we're going to see a P-Pants here pretty soon. P-Pants! Oh, he's flipping him back. I can still kill you. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Miguelr. 2 mana. I want a 3rd. I can play everything with 2, so I'm going to do it. This deck tends to stall out on 2 mana because there's only 20 lands in the whole thing. So don't count on getting a 3rd mana, but you need it. But you got, yeah, everything costs at least 3, or I say the highest cost we have is 3. It's only 4 cards in the whole deck. Jokey Bo! Alright, 2. I'll put out Timeline Culler. Shoot the sheriff, a little bit of stuff. That's a guy I kind of want to shoot. Shoot! Alright, we're just jumping at it, all aggro-like. I can take somebody else down too. See, I'm missing that 3rd mana. Oh, he's going to steal shoot the sheriff. That's disappointing. Alright, there's no help for putting these things out now, so let's just let it go. Okay, Dark Confidant, you will help me out. And little Tinybones. Alright, flying is not great. On his part. He doesn't want me getting his guys. Well, this all kind of sucks. I'm going to put this Menace guy out. And let's do Cecil. All right, we can trade off, man. I really don't care. He's just playing it. Saboteur is kick-ass at this moment. Question is, he can actually hold back. No, he's not. All right, now he does. He's got a second guy to block with. Come on, Icky Finger! None of the above. In we go. All right, do I have enough to kill him? Do I have enough? You got to block this guy with 2 guys. And I got tons of guys otherwise. You get at least 4 straight through to pick up 1. I think we got it. Math is on our side. And he's a -1. Victory! All right, so here we are with Rogue Aggro. Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting deck. A lot of cards, a lot of weird situation. In fact, it was originally called what? Mono Black Skeleton. This is not Mono Black Skeleton. We only have like 2 skeletons in here. When I took a look, it was like Warlock, Rogue, Wizard. I believe those all count as rogues, right? Rogue, Knight. Okay, this guy is not in there, but still, yeah, this whole deck is just, yeah, there's Warlock. Warlock is is a rogue. That's right. So anyways, let me just make sure of that. Assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks are outlaws. All right, so this is Outlaw Aggro. Let me just put that out there. Outlaw Aggro. All right. So we got a bunch of outlaws doing what they do. And it was a nice aggro deck. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 is super expensive in this deck. We only got 20 lands, man. Sometimes it was hard to get above 2. And that was interesting. All right, so let's get to it. Who is the MVP? Who's the most valuable player? This guy, Timeline Culler. That was my favorite guy in this whole deck. The reason why is because he was self-recursion. You couldn't kill him. You have to exile him. Every time you kill this guy, it just goes right back. What does it do? He self-exiles and then you can cast him again. Sure, I was casting my own life to be able to do it, but he came out cheap. He was only a single 1 to drop again. And then when he came back out from that, then you could use 2 to put him back out. You didn't have to pay life. It was insane. This guy was so self-recurring. He was really, really good. The fact he had haste was fantastic. So yeah, this is today's MVP. He's my most valuable player. Congratulations, whatever a Drix is. You're going to Disneyland. All right, so let's see. Was this deck competitive? Not really. Not really. I mean, when I picked it up, I got it from Untapped GG. It said it had a 52.8%. I ended up with a 56% win rate. When I played this one, it was win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. This thing doesn't have a lot of staying power at the end. So if the game goes too long, you're out. And it doesn't have that much hits at the beginning either. So even though you're going aggro, when you get to mid-game, it doesn't have much of a stand for it. You just have to be lucky and be able to come at them hard and come at it. It's almost Moneyball, except for the fact your guys never get bigger than 2. There's no popo counters pumping anybody up. There's just a lot of death touch and killing guys kind of situation. That's all you got going for you. So is this a competitive deck? Not really. But it does win a smidge more than it loses, which makes it worth playing. All right, so let's get down to it. Was it a fun deck? I mean, it was aggro. So yes, it was fun to play. I did appreciate that. I didn't like it by the time we got to mid-game and it seemed to just sort of peter out. People would have things that have 3 for defense and you'd be like, oh no, I can't do anything. And then you knew you didn't have much coming up in the future. The amount of control you had is pretty thin. You know, you had 3 and 3 and Eaten Alive is 1. You know, your death touch guys were holding up. This guy only does -2, -2. You could warp these guys back in, which did give you the ability to do -10, -10. So I guess your control's okay. Just it felt like I was losing it sometimes. And if they put out too many guys, you just didn't have the ability to deal with it. Still, it did hold up pretty well, you know, and I did get this off the list where it was in the top, I don't know, 20 decks in the meta right now. So, it was a fun deck to play, and it had enough to stay playing. Lastly, was this deck interesting? Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because it was like a Outlaw tribal. That's what it was. I thought it was going to be Skeleton because that's what it was advertised at. It was not. It was Outlaw. And it had a bunch of new cards in here. It was an interesting mix of cards. It definitely wasn't the Skeleton deck I was used to. I thought it was interesting. I was happy to see it as being an aggro deck. So altogether, I was pleased. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Nah, not really. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, it was. All right, so I'm going to give this deck an A-. It was just barely competitive to put it in the high range there. But, interesting and fun gave it a lot of props. So there you go. It's an A- deck. And if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.